Did you feel that massive energy shift that we've had recently? Because there's a lot going on astrologically, and I'm going to tell you about it. If you don't know me, my name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. I do free tarot readings, free yoga classes for every new moon and full moon. We have a lot of astrology happening this week, just kind of in general. We have our new moon in Aquarius that's coming up on January 29th, and that's what this video is mostly going to be about. But we're also going to talk about just kind of like everything happening astrologically and the major shifts that are happening. So if you have felt the shift, you have just felt the kind of weirdness in the air, that's all the Aquarius things that are happening right now. And there's other things, we're going to talk about it. But anyways, this is your tarot reading and what you need to know for the new moon in Aquarius coming up on January 29th. Like I said, my name is Natasha. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. This is what we do here on my channel. We do witchcraft, wellness, everything in between. I always put out full free yoga classes and tarot reading for every new moon and full moon here on my channel. I also teach live yoga. We do live astrology, live tarot, my membership here. I host retreats here in Salem, Massachusetts, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that. We're going to get on into it. We're going to start with the astrology and the energy and the what's going on, and then we're going to get into the tarot. This is a collective reading, so if you made it here, congratulations. You're part of the collective. I set the intention that this finds who it needs to find, so let's tap into this energy. Let's figure out what's going on. So, new moon in Aquarius is coming up on January 29th. And this one, you know, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's like a huge deal, but it's definitely a big deal. This is our first new moon in Aquarius, where we also have Pluto in Aquarius, like the Aquarius of the situation. The sun is also in Aquarius. We are having Mercury move into Aquarius on January 27th, I believe. We got a lot in Aquarius. There are things happening in Aquarius. And the other thing that is also happening just after the new moon in Aquarius, so the day after the new moon in Aquarius, we have Uranus, which is the planet that rules Aquarius, is going direct. So lots of Aquarian energy. You've heard probably the whole age of Aquarius thing. You know, that is happening now that now that Pluto has moved into Aquarius. You know, we also have on the same day of the new moon in Aquarius is the Chinese New Year as well, and it is the year of the snake. Now, I'm not super well educated on the Chinese New Year stuff, but I know that obviously it's a new year. It's the start of something new. It's a new moon. You know, we got a lot going on. This is, you know, if you look at the energy of Aquarius, Aquarius is an air sign, but the water bearer. So there's kind of two elements in play here. Again, it is an air sign, but if you look at Aquarius, it's usually depicted as a person kind of holding that water jug. And it's really all about like alchemy and shifting the energy. Aquarius in the tarot rules the star card, and the star is a card of hope, of light at the end of the tunnel, of authenticity. We're going to talk kind of all about that and what you should be doing under this new moon. But we know that new moons are about setting intentions, are about new things. It is a new moon cycle. And this is also our first new moon of the year. So we're kind of kicking it off really strong with this new moon in Aquarius energy. The best way that I can describe Aquarius energy and kind of what a new moon in Aquarius feels like, it's like in Pirates of the Caribbean when Jack Sparrow has his compass that doesn't point north. It points to the thing that he wants the most. That is the star energy. That is Aquarius energy. It's all about authenticity. It's about going for what you actually love, what you actually enjoy, you know, your North Star, that's your guiding light, you know? And the thing also to remember about the star, especially in the tarot, is it comes after the tower, and the tower is catastrophe. The tower is major change, is, you know, lightning striking a tower, and that tower crashes down to the ground, and the star comes immediately after. And it's like, if you have felt that, and look, we're gonna be real here, Pluto in Aquarius is about revolution, rebellion, you know, innovation, community, collective, and with what is happening in the world and in our country right now, we need it now more than ever. If it wasn't obvious, here on my channel, we're queer, we're weird, and yeah, we need that revolution and rebellion energy right now. The last time Pluto was in Aquarius, we had the American Revolution, the French Revolution, the Haitian Revolution, and that's what's happening right now as we fight against fascism, you know? So yeah. We also just had, you probably saw everybody posting about it on social media. On January 25th, we had this huge kind of alignment of planets that created an arc in the sky. They all like lined up with one another. It always reminds me of Hercules, like when all the planets are like aligning to let the Titans out. But it was Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune all lined up on January 25th. You still probably can see it in the sky. And you know, there was a lot of people talking about how it was like this big manifestation time. For sure, you know, I think any kind of major planetary alignment like that is something to note. But I think this new moon in Aquarius is really going to be where the power is. The power behind being unique, being authentically you, being eccentric. What else did I write? Innovation, eccentricity, new possibilities, new ideas. So Uranus, like I said, is the planet of Aquarius, and it is going direct the day after the new moon in Aquarius. Uranus is our bringer of change and awakening, and again, it's that same Aquarius energy. You know, we also had, when Pluto was in Aquarius, the Industrial Revolution. These huge, you know, leaps and bounds made in technology, I think, are also going to happen. But the key here, excuse me, I have to sneeze. Maybe it'll come. Oh my goodness, excuse me. But, you know, this new moon in Aquarius, again, new moons are about manifesting. New moons are about setting intentions, starting new things. This would be a great time if you have been wanting to start a business, doing something that nobody has ever done before, something totally weird and eccentric, and like you want to make, I don't know, like lizard keychains. I don't know why that just came to mind. Maybe there's somebody out there who like makes lizard keychains, just needed to hear this. I don't care what it is, something weird. Do it. Whatever weird thing that like brings you joy, go do it. Even if it's not a business, even if it's just something you want to pursue. Like, let me tell you, my full-time job is this. I create content about witchcraft and wellness and like horror movies. I'm basically unhinged on Instagram, on TikTok. I put out tarot readings. I teach yoga. I host witchcraft and wellness retreats here in Salem, Massachusetts. My full-time job is being myself on the internet and like bringing communities together of the things that I enjoy. That's my job. I also, you know, do freelancing, social media for like other companies, but like I just went for it and went for all the weird stuff that I'm obsessed with. And that's what I'm saying. That is the new moon in Aquarius energy. That's Aquarius energy in and of itself. Like, go be weird. Go do weird things. Lift up your community. As long as you are being authentic to you and you are lifting others up and you are helping others and focusing on the collective and being original, that's really what matters here. You know, there's a lot of the energy that I've been picking up on is really, again, that being original. There has been, just not just for me, but for like a lot of my friends, there's so many like copycats popping up. So many like people that are trying to like do the same things that I'm doing or like that my friends are doing, and it's not working out for them because they are not original. So go be original, go be authentic to you, and do your thing under this new moon in Aquarius. Now let's get into the tarot. Let's see what the messages are. I've already shuffled these decks. This is the horror tarot, because, you know, I love some horror. I mean, if you couldn't tell by what's going on here, we got the vampire ambience on in the background. And the card that we have at the bottom of the deck, I just realized is honestly what I have been saying and really accurate. So this is actually the Empress at the bottom of the deck. And I just want you to take a look at the energy here. So the Empress traditionally can be a card of pregnancy or birth. You know, traditionally it's like Venus and Libra energy. But this woman is kind of very alien. This thing is kind of bursting out of her. And it's interesting to me that she's kind of giving birth to a monster. She's like, you know, and that's kind of what I'm saying is like, this is the time to bring that thing into the world, to create that thing in the world. That's weird. That's something that nobody has ever seen before, something that people might not understand. Like, look, if you saw the hate comments that I get on my YouTube, on my Instagram, on whatever, because I mean, I'm wearing a 666 shirt, I have an upside down cross light in my room, like, people get weird about a lot of things, and I get a ton of hate comments every day, but it brings me closer to the people that I'm actually trying to reach, you know? And that's the thing, like, go be weird. Go do and create the weird things that you want to see in the world, you know, that are authentically you, that bring you joy. Also kind of very like inner child healing energy, like the things, like I've been this way since I was a kid. I lost myself a little bit in the middle there, but we came back to it full circle, and now's the time to get freaky with it, my friends. Like, bring that thing into the world that you want to see more of, for the good of all and harm to none. Like, you know, we're trying to lift up people here. We're trying to create safe, inclusive, diverse communities when, you know, the world wants to get rid of that. So if you needed to hear it, if you needed to hear, like, go for it. Go do the weird thing. Go be weirder. It's like Michael Scott when he's like, well, now I'm going to do it even harder. Like, that's me right now. Like, you want us to not be weird or queer or anything, like, well, we're going to go do it even harder. So What else do we need to hear under this new moon in Aquarius? What the other big energy shift that we have had, by the way, is the lunar nodes shifting. The nodes shifting, excuse me. Like we had them shift from Aries and Libra to Virgo and Pisces. So for the last 18 months, they've been in Aries and Libra. They have shifted. Now we're in Virgo and Pisces. It's a whole new energy. But again, that Pluto in Aquarius is really, you know, that happened back in December, I believe. But with all this Aquarius energy, we're really feeling it right now. All right, we just had 3 cards pop out. We have the 3 of Wands, the King of Swords, and the 9 of Pentacles. The Emperor's at the bottom of the deck. It is Dracula here. Reminds me of the Castlevania Dracula here in this deck. We have Aries energy at the bottom of the deck. But again, 3 of Wands, the King of Swords, and the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is the bent neck lady in this deck. But we have the 3 of Wands, King of Swords, 9 of Pentacles. And the King of Swords is very Aquarius energies. King of Air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Very intellectual. Aquarius is a very intelligent sign, you know, very intellectual sign. Again, these are the eccentric thinkers, the people that just have these like crazy innovative ideas and stuff. But the 3 of Wands can suggest a bit of a delay, but in this sense, it's because we're trying to get to the 9 of Pentacles. I know this card in this deck is scary, but the 9 of Pentacles is actually a really wonderful card. It's a card of abundance, of independence, of having your first abundant harvest. You know, I think that because the 10 of Pentacles is like the community harvest. The 10 of Pentacles is like you're lifting up yourself and everyone around you. Your whole community, your family is abundant and happy and has everything they need and is overflowing in abundance. The 9 of Pentacles is the stop before that. And, you know, I think a lot of the time we kind of get in our head, especially in capitalism and just in this society, it's like we feel like if we are pursuing success that we're almost kind of like giving into the capitalism. But the way I like to think about it is like, if I get wealthy, not like even just like to the point where I can afford like property, like to buy a house or whatever, I'm lifting up all my friends. I'm lifting up all their small businesses. I'm lifting up all these small businesses in my community, right? So, you know, I think we're thinking about things in a different way, whereas we're thinking about success not in just like the capitalism, my grind set, like 9 to 5 sense, but this, you know, it's the time for all the weirdos to be successful, to lift up other weirdos, to, you know, lift up our communities because we need it right now. And I think the reason why there is a bit of a delay is because we're trying to think about how to do that. The King of Swords, again, is the intellectual. You know, he thinks with his head over his heart. And it's like we're finding maybe that we're delayed a little bit because the 3 of Wands is a delay, but a delay for a reason because we're looking at kind of all the pathways to take to get to where we want to. We're kind of laying out the plans. You know, thinking of new innovative ways to get to this success. You know, the 9 of Pentacles is material success. It's also just like abundance and gratitude and like, you know, but safety and stability and things. But we're trying to figure out how to get there. So I think we're just kind of, if you are feeling delayed, it's because you need to figure out the plan. You need to figure out the path on how to get there. You know, it's time to be, again, that Emperor energy, that big boss energy. He's the culmination of all the kings, but it's very fiery. It's a very, like, you have to be the leader of your own life, you know, but it's all for the greater good, my friends. What else do we need to hear? If you're feeling stuck or if you're feeling that there's a delay, try to get logical with it. When we're pursuing things that are very authentic to us, again, coming from the heart, coming from that Aquarius, the star energy, our North Star, it can be hard for us to be logical about it. The King of Swords is here to be like, okay, we know that we want the crazy dream that's like us doing that crazy thing that we never thought possible and that weird thing that, like, you know, people might not get, but we want to do it anyways. You know, the thing that we might feel like is blocking us is like the delusion of like, I don't even know how I would get there. Map it out. Map out the plan. Like, bring it into reality. Temperance. Yeah. Temperance is like patience, balance, moderation, peace, harmony, I think, but it's also kind of like, it's an alchemizing energy for sure. It's also just like, again, it's bringing that, the alchemy energy is kind of bringing the things that are just like very, not concrete into the real world, as above so below, like bringing it actually into reality. And to do that, we have to be practical, we have to be balanced, we have to practice moderation, because like, you know, we might have those crazy ideas and those delusions and like, you know, but if we actually want to bring them into fruition, that does take moderation and balance and patience, and kind of like figuring out how to bring it into the real world. Two of Pentacles, again, balance. This can be a card of kind of juggling too many things at once. Maybe you need to narrow it down. Maybe you have like all these crazy ideas and we got to just focus on one right now. Or maybe you're juggling all these jobs, you know, we got to kind of rein it in and focus on one. You know, I did that. I tried to do like so many things, and then when I really like honed it in and like focus on just like the few things that I wanted to do, you know, like retreats, and then obviously my YouTube, I kind of got more focused and I stopped being like all over the place. The King of Cups, King of Water. It's like an evil merman person here. And you know, that's on having emotional stability through all of this craziness. Page of Cups, lots of Cups energy. Trusting your emotions, trusting your intuition, tapping into some of that water energy. Again, Aquarius is the water bearer, an air sign, but also the water bearer. And I think the Aquarius energy asks us, how can we alchemize that? High Priestess at the bottom of the deck, I just realized, such a cool card. Trusting your intuition. The High Priestess also traditionally, she's like sitting in a throne and she doesn't have anything like above her head, and that's kind of symbolizing that it's like this unlimited potential, this connection to the divine. Trust your intuition, trust your guides. Temperance is also here, a card of guides. Like if you're feeling some type of way, if you're feeling a thought, if you're feeling your intuition is yelling at you, the Page of Cups, the High Priestess, both cards of intuition, listen to it. Listen to your intuition, my friends. Listen to your gut. Whoa, my goodness. Now I'm just throwing cards. There's the King of Swords again. It's like a reminder, I feel like, of the balance between intuition and logic. I think that's kind of a place where a lot of us struggle. Hold on, let me pick up the cards that dropped. But I think a lot of us struggle. Yeah, literally the Eight of Swords and the Artist. All right. This is, yes. So a lot of us struggle with trying to figure out what is our intuition and what is our anxiety, what is our intuition and what is like logic. Obviously, we live in the real world. We live in capitalism. We live in this reality where we have to go to work. We have to pay our bills, that sort of thing. And we also live in a world where the witchy woo-woo, whatever you want to call it, spiritual things are kind of dismissed. Like when you feel that intuition, that sense that is telling you that something's wrong, or maybe that something's good, or whatever, that gets dismissed a lot because we're told that it's not real. So I think we're kind of having this struggle of like, you know, intuition versus logic, heart versus head. And the King of Swords again is here to remind us that I think you can have both. You can be both spiritual and logical. You can be both realistic and also just tapped into, you know, your spiritual practice. And then we had the Eight of Swords and the Artist come out. Now the Artist is a card that only exists in this deck. This is the Ethereal Visions Lunar Edition. It has 2 extra cards than most tarot decks have, and this is one of them. And obviously, as you can tell, the Artist is creating this whole new world. It's a card of creation. It's a card of, again, pursuing those weird, eccentric, creative things. With the Eight of Swords, what is holding you back? Your self-imposed prison that you have put on yourself. Like, you can see she's blindfolded, she's surrounded by swords, but the thing about the Eight of Swords is that she could get herself out of that. You can see it's kind of, there's like a bow on her chest. It's a self-imposed mental prison. It's you telling yourself that you can't, I can't be an artist, I can't be, you know, a creative because capitalism, because whatever, I don't deserve success, or like whatever the limiting belief is. And again, there's obviously very real things that stop us from pursuing our dreams. There's so many things in this world that are difficult: capitalism, poverty, all these things that can hold us back. But if what's holding you back is just in your brain, that voice that's like, I can't do it, I want you to just say, I can't do it yet. We're going to switch the fixed mindset to a growth mindset. We're going to be like, look, I might not be where I want to be now, but I might be in the future if I start working on it now. Like, you're not going to get successful overnight. My business, I have been doing for 6-7 years now. I quit my full-time job in December of 2018, and I'm finally seeing it kind of like really take off. The other cards that flew out here, and also at the bottom of the deck again, is the Empress. Go create things, go do things that you love. And something also to note about the Empress is, again, it's the card of Venus, and Venus is our planet of love. So like, you know, relationships can be love in that sense, but it's also things that you love, the things that make you feel love and the things that make you feel joy. We also have the Six of Cups here, the same thing, inner child healing, like those things that just fill your cup up just because you enjoy them, because maybe you enjoyed them when you were a kid. Go pursue those things, you know, like that's really where we heal. But we have the Four of Cups and the Chariot here. Again, if you're feeling stuck, it's our own kind of stubbornness and unwillingness to budge is what I'm feeling. The Four of Cups, you can see here, it's this dude sitting under the tree. He's looking at these 3 cups. He's like, I don't even want these cups. But the universe is like, hello, sir, I have this cup that you ordered. It's like giving in SpongeBob that fish that's like, where's my drink? My Diet Dr. Kelp, like it's right there. You just have to turn around and look at it, because if you're too busy focusing on what you don't have, or maybe what you do have, but it's like not what you want, you're like, oh, I don't even want this. You're never going to see that cup that is meant for you, that's right behind your head. We have to get out of our own heads. It's a very, you know, kind of stubborn sort of energy, and like we've all been there. I'm there all the time, like just kind of how it is. But if we want to move forward with the Chariot, the card of rapid forward movement, the card of Cancer, we have to get ourselves unstuck. We have to get out of our own heads, like, you know, actually, you know, maybe look at that new opportunity. Maybe an opportunity came in, but it's not the one that you wanted. Maybe it's like a smaller version of what it is that you really want, and you're like, well, I'm not going to take that because it's not like the actual thing that I want. It's just like a little smaller version of it. Sometimes we have to take those little small, like, baby things before we get to like the really big thing. Like when I first started hosting retreats, I obviously couldn't go just jump right into like hosting the huge Salem retreat that I wanted to do, which I do now. But back in 2021, I had to start very small just to see if I could even do it. So I hosted a very tiny retreat, only open to my private clients in Sedona, and it sold out, and it showed me that I could actually do that. And flash forward to now, I have sold out retreats in Salem, Massachusetts for the next 2 years. Like, we gotta start small. Like, stop focusing on what you don't have and focus on what you do have. All right. We're gonna use the Moonology Oracle deck to just get a couple more messages. Every time I use this deck, it'll usually come out with the whatever moon that we're dealing with, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see the new moon in Aquarius card. But it has cards for like every new moon and full moon. What did I say? At the bottom of the deck it says new moon, a new start is coming. We just have to be ready for it. But a new start is coming, my friends. These cards are so stuck together. Take time to breathe out. Disseminating moon. You know, Aquarius, you know, it is an air energy. I think that tapping into breath work will be really helpful. We just did that this morning in my yoga class that I taught. In my YouTube membership, we did this kind of like tension relief, breath work, and meditation. We have the energy is gaining momentum for sure. You know, again, we have the Chariot. Once you kind of get yourself out of that self-imposed prison, the energy is gonna move forward. And believe in the impossible, the blue moon card. That's kind of it. Like, weird things can happen, y'all. You can do crazy things. I have done some crazy things in this life. You know, if you would have told me like a few years ago that I'd be planning my dream retreat in New Orleans to do like a fully vampire themed retreat, I wouldn't have believed you, but here we are. A personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. We do also have this Mars retrograde in Cancer that's just been causing some personal issues for sure. If you've noticed that maybe you've had a fight with someone or just like miscommunications with someone, that might be reaching a resolution. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo, which is actually coming up next month on February 12th. Let's get one more. We'll do one more after this. It's time to release the negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. I knew it. I knew it. I knew I wanted to pull another one. I was waiting for it. New moon in Aquarius. There you go. I told you that the card for this new moon was going to come out. Bring love into the situation is actually what it says, which is Nice. Like you can see there's the water bearer there. But that's the thing. That's how I kind of started this video, talking about that Aquarius energy, following your North Star. You're following your heart. You're following the thing that you love. Moving from a place of love instead of a place of fear. Like, if you find that you've maybe tried to pursue that dream before it hasn't worked, try to bring more love into it. Try to, again, genuinely move from a place of love and not a place of fear. Like, a lot of the times, I think what holds us back, which has been very clear in this reading, is we're afraid. Whether we're afraid of failure, afraid of success, afraid of what people are going to think about us, especially with that Aquarius energy. Stop caring about what people think about you, because it doesn't matter. As long as you know that you're moving from a place of love, and you know you're moving from a place of supportive community and wanting to bring people together and wanting to lift up everybody, again, like I said, for the good of all and harm to none. Bring love into the situation. That's also how we deal with these things that are holding us back, like the Four of Cups, the Eight of Swords, having empathy for ourselves. Because if we're feeling stuck for some type of reason, it's usually a limiting belief that's been caused by trauma or things that we've gone through. Have, compassion for yourself. Practice non-judgment, non-attachment. Just get curious about maybe the things that are holding you back so you can work through them. Map out, we had that Three of Wands and the King of Swords twice. Like, take the love, move from the place of love, and then apply logic to it. Be like, okay, how do I get from point A to point B? I know I want to do what I love, but how do I logically get there? That's the vibe under this new moon Aquarius. And be weird, be authentic, go do that weird thing you want to do. Sell lizard keychains, I think is what I said. I would love to hear your weird ideas, the weird things that you're going to do, even if it's just, doesn't have to be a business. It can be, you want to go do something with your body, get like a crazy tattoo. You want to go, I don't know, start a social media account based about the things that you love, because you love them, you're not trying to get famous or whatever, anything, I don't care. Just go do it. So that is what I will say about this new moon in Aquarius, my friends. I will also have a yoga class for this new moon Aquarius for free here on my channel as well. If you enjoyed this, if it resonated, please leave a comment below, hit that subscribe button. I'm here every new moon and full moon doing this. We also do live yoga, live tarot, live workshops here in my YouTube membership. I also have witchcraft wellness courses available, and I do have retreats. All of my Salem retreats are sold out. If you would like to come on retreat with me, if you want to come on a vampire retreat in New Orleans, I do still have tickets available for that. But I think that's it. Happy new moon in Aquarius, my friends. Go be weird, and that's what I'm going to leave you with.